Hey guys, so how are you actually going to get over this breakup? And I mean permanently. Well, I'm going to show you in 5 or 6 steps. My name is Hitherman, otherwise known as the Breakup Queen. Stay tuned. Welcome back to yet another video. So I am going to really help you with an incredibly important topic because I've been through a lot of these in my life, and I think when I first did this, it was horribly difficult, and I can see how difficult it is for you. So let me help you out on this, because once you do this process, I promise you will never, ever have to even think about that relationship ever again. Sounds incredibly good, doesn't it? So make sure you're taking notes because this is really important. Okay, first step, I want you to ask yourself why. Why did this happen? What made this relationship end? Now, this requires you to be super honest. I don't care whether you were in the wrong or they were in the wrong. You've got to be super honest, because if you're not honest, you are going to be in denial. You are going to be lying to yourself. And this process will repeat, unfortunately, over and over again until you learn your lesson. So be honest with yourself. Write down on a piece of paper or a journal, why do you think this relationship ended? Because once you figure this out, it's going to be so easy to then move on. Now, let's be honest, you could be the one in the wrong, in which case you may feel super guilty. I'm going to help you get over this because I'm not interested in judging you whether you were the right or wrong person in the relationship. I'm here to show you how you will just get over this without any negative, horrible energy back to that relationship. It's just going to make you feel liberated and free to move on. So first of all, write down what do you think actually happened and why. Once you figure that out, you are going to be learning a lot more about yourself. You've got to write down what do you think the highest values are in you, i.e. what is it that you want in a relationship? Because let me just give you a quick scenario in a relationship. A relationship is not about you trying to force the other person to change or they make you change. You are you, they are they. And the two of you together only will work if you allow each other to feed the highest values. So your important part now is to figure out what's your highest value, what's important for you in any relationship. So let me just give you a quick roundup on relationships. Relationships will only work if you are two individuals allowing yourself to be exactly who you want to be. The relationship that is one person trying to change the other will never work. And that is kind of why opposites attract, because they have different value systems which you can just be yourself and the other person is happily doing their thing and they don't interfere with you. That's a very healthy one. As long as each other allow each other to grow and be who you have to be in life, that's super important. But you need to be clear. What is your value system? What are the top 3 things that make you happy in life, in a relationship? For example, maybe it's I want to work out and I want to look super healthy all the time because I love being healthy. Whereas if the other person was like, no, let's just eat pizza every day, 3 times a day, then of course you are going to get really peed off. Now that's a simple example. I'm just using something that everybody will be able to understand. But these get more complex in a relationship. For example, if you are a high earner, if you're a big money maker in life and the other person thinks that, oh, you're so greedy, why do you need so much money in life? That relationship won't work. Do you see what I mean? So you've got to be clear, who am I? What kind of relationship values do I have? What makes me me? Now, the important thing is, okay, if you figured out yourself, what about the other person? I want you to understand human beings better, because the reason why your relationship never worked is because you never understood how the other person works. You can't change them. All you need to do is learn about them and understand what is it that makes them tick. So figure out those top 3 things in any individual. I want you to practice it on your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your friends. Just study them and look at them and think, what makes them happy in life? And how do you figure these things out? What do they do with their time? What do they fill their space around them? And what do they spend their money on? That is the 3 things you can figure out their value system with. So try it. It's going to be super important. Learn about yourself, learn about other people, make that work in the future. Now, before we move on to part 2 or step 2, I want to make it clear that at this point, even if you're the one who did the wrong thing in the relationship, you've got to get rid of the guilt. You may have to own that guilt and just say, look, okay, I did X, Y, Z. I take it on the chin, okay? There's no need to go back and grovel, because all you're trying to do there is you're trying to make yourself feel better by trying to please somebody you don't actually really want to be with, because whatever you did probably wouldn't have happened if you were in a good, healthy relationship. So you've got to work on yourself. That's the most important thing. Don't blame anyone else. It's all about you right now. So keep working on yourself, stop feeling guilty, and just move on. Own it like a full adult. Number 2. Now you're going to get to the part that, okay, you've decided not to be with them, but then you get to the horrible part where you think, oh my God, but I miss this and I miss that and I miss everything about them. Okay, now this is where it gets super serious. It gets really important here. I want you to write down the things you miss about that individual. I don't care how long it is. You have to do this process. It's so powerful. You need to write it down. It does not work if you do it in your head, because subconsciously, when you write things down, it goes one step deeper. So write down exactly what you miss about that person. Then next to it, in a column next to it, I want you to write down what's the disadvantage of that quality, whatever that was. A benefit that you thought it was so great. You thought, oh my gosh, I love this person because blah, blah, blah. They were so XYZ. I don't care. Find the disadvantage, because there is always a disadvantage. Then the next thing on the third column, I want you, and you keep going. By the way, with the disadvantages, you keep listing it until you don't miss that quality, or you don't feel any hate or pain or regret or guilt. It's just a gratitude feeling. You get to a place of gratitude. So you feel light, like completely thankful of just the scenario. You don't feel any bad energy or feeling towards them. It's really important you do that. Then on the last column, so column 3, you are going to write down where in my life right now has that quality transferred to. For example, let me give you an example. Let's say you missed the comedy value of somebody. Well, you can say, okay, the disadvantages of that. You will find some, believe me. Then you can actually put it into, well, it's transferred to, I watch loads of comedy, I watch live comedy, I can go to live comedy, or my friend's really funny, or so-and-so makes me laugh. These other people make me laugh, I have a good laugh with them. You will find that that one quality will then transpire immediately into other people or other scenarios, other things that make you laugh. You may watch more comedies on your own, but that's just an example, and that's how you got to do it with each and every quality. Trust me, it works. This is a quantum physics exercise. Trust me, it's so powerful. If you've done it properly, you'll get to a place of gratitude and you'll never ever look back. Number 3, really, really easy. You've got to change your habits. For example, if you were living together, if you used to see each other at a certain time after work, or if you used to have like a day in the week where you guys used to hang out and do whatever you did, then that has to change. I don't want you to be free at the same time. I don't want you to be in the same environment. I want you to change your gym, change your home if you can, or just get out of the environment for a little while until you don't give a damn, and fill that time up with new activities. So in the evenings, if that was your time together, I want you to go out and meet friends, or go out and get a new job, get a second part-time job, start a new hobby, change your environment, meet new people, or just do new things. It's not always about people. It could be just doing new things that fill up your space. So that's super important, because I don't want you, as soon as you go back into the same environment, and if you kept the same habits, that is pure suicide. Please do not do that. It's so bad for you. I want you to change your habits. You're almost recreating yourself. You're recreating your life and what you do with your time every single day. Now, the fun thing about this is that you can do some incredibly fun things. Like, you know what? A relationship takes up time. So let me just give you a benefit. A benefit of not being in a relationship right now would be you have so much time. You have times for hobbies. You have time for new stuff that you've probably never had the chance to do. You can just jump on a plane and go with zero commitments to anyone else. This is a good time. Trust me, you can just do whatever you want now. So just go out and do it, because it's going to be super fun when you start. Number 4 was change your environment. Now, I have already talked about a little bit of that. Changing your habits, changing your environments, very interlinked. Now, if it meant that you were in a 7-year relationship or a 10-year relationship, a lot of people do come to me with like, I can't believe it. I feel like I don't know myself anymore. We live together. You know what? You're going to have to do something drastic. Change your home environment. Get out of that place. Rent somewhere else, and rent your place out if you can't sell it. Just rent. Spend that extra bit of money on yourself. Go out and get a new hairdo, get like new stuff, buy yourself things, treat yourself to something else, but spend that extra money on yourself and enjoy the process, because this is all about self-love time. And if you love yourself enough, you will then feel confident to face the world again. And you know what, your whole philosophy in relationships needs to change. It is a place of growing. That's what a relationship is. It's not you are dependent on someone. If you're dependent on someone in a relationship, that relationship won't work, because somebody's going to get really sick of the other person. You need to be independent but symbiotic individuals, i.e. you help each other grow, but you grow individually regardless. That is super important, and that's something you need to do. And that can only happen if you are full of self-esteem, i.e. you've worked on yourself, you read good stuff, you watch good stuff. Don't watch reality TV, because that's certainly not going to help. And read some decent material. Go to education seminars, go to business networking events, go to places of inspiring energy. I mean, that's why I created Fortune Academy, because that place is incredibly inspiring. It is the best place in the world for getting people to move out of their comfort zone, recreating themselves, making lots of money, having lots of choices. You can't look back when you have that kind of skill set. So guys, I think I talked about so many things there. I think we got to like 5 points in the end. That is enough for you to get over something permanently. Of course, this will take, if you do the journaling properly, it will take you 4 hours to journal, and it will probably take you a maximum of 4 days to get over this. And I'm guaranteed, now that's for something that even if you had a 7-year relationship, 10-year relationship, you only need maximum of 4 days to get over this. Probably less if you do it right. So trust me, there's no need to waste time groveling. There's no need to waste time thinking about the past. The time is now, and the future is right ahead of you. Get going, enjoy it, recreate yourself, and love the new version of you that you're gonna get. But before I leave you, I have one last incredible tip, and this is it. If you want to be in a relationship again, if you do, it's up to you. I'm not saying anything. If you do, then I want you to write on paper exactly the qualities of the individual that you want to have in your life. It may not even exist in your current life right now, and ideally it shouldn't, because you would have already been with that person. But you need to write down all the qualities of who would be your perfect partner. Write them down, like write pages of it. What they look like, how they walk, how they talk, what they do for a job, how much money they have, what flexibility they have in life, can they be living anywhere? Everything matters. Just imagine this, what you don't write down, you won't get. That's how much detail I want you to put into that journal. Next page of that journal, or the next section of that journal, I want you to write, what qualities do I need to have to attract that person into my life? Because it's all about who you attract with the energy you give out in life. So don't forget, if you're playing, I wanted this perfect man, well, you've got to be perfect version of yourself. Write down exactly what qualities you need to have to attract that kind of individual in your life. This is incredibly powerful, and it's exactly the reason I'm in a relationship and happy right now. I spent years of my life, probably 11 years or more, it's countless, of just breakups and being really bad at like commitment and being very much a commitment phobe or relationship phobe and full of anxiety in a relationship. So trust me, I'm fully qualified to help you here. These are the skills I do. These are the skill sets I use to get over relationships in the past, and the exact skill set that got me into a healthy relationship. So guys, go out there and do your thing, enjoy life, and I really want to hear comments from you about where you're at, how you found this process, put it into action, and which step was your favorite. I want to know. If you like this video, I want you to like and share it with somebody, because people need to know this stuff, because so many people get into relationships and constantly repeat that bad cycle over and over again. So guys, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. That means you're gonna get notifications every time I have a new YouTube video out. So cannot wait to hear from you, and cannot wait to see you guys soon. Bye.